going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Thursday, March 28th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you subscribe to our channel and smash that thumbs up. We appreciate all the love and support we've gotten here at Pick Dawgz over the years. I appreciate you guys taking time every single day to tune into the Wraparound so I can help put you on some free pick NHL winners. If you're looking for my best bets on the board, the games that I absolutely love, head to Pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Got plenty on the board for Thursday's card. Got some college hoops on the board, including my $19 NCAA tournament play of the day. Got some Major League Baseball action, opening days finally here, and got some NHL on the board as well. Got my Zamboni 5-pack ready to sweep the ice with that. But this is the best time. I always say you can hop on a daily pass. We can make you some money so you can build that bankroll and roll it forward. But the best value is to hop on a long-term pass, especially now that all the sports are going to be in full swing, whether it's NBA and NHL and their playoff pushes, college hoops. The March Madness is still going to be here for a couple more weeks, and the Major League Baseball is now here as well. And said this is the best time to jump on a long-term pass and to take advantage of it. So definitely make sure you check that out. You could also pair me up with any of your other favorite handicappers as part of our multi-capper promotion. And whatever you do, remember to use that promo code PICK at checkout to save 15% off your purchase. But that's that's down the road. We got to our whole card to talk about with the guys in the drive-thru at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here to look at a 14-game NHL card on Thursday. Plenty of money to be made on the card. You guys know the drill. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game on Thursday's card takes us to the Amerant Bank Arena, where the Florida Panthers take on the New York Islanders. And, I get why the Florida Panthers would be a heavy favorite at home for good reason. I mean, this is a Panthers team that's been one of the best teams in the NHL all year long. But believe it or not, they've actually been less effective at home. They're 21-12-2 at home compared to 25-9-3 on the road. And, the New York Islanders are a team that's quickly fallen out of favor in the playoff race. But they're not out of the woods just yet. They're still within reach of the final playoff spot, 6 points back with 10 games to go. So they have to start showing up at some point. And right now, I'm just not about to lay this kind of price with the Florida Panthers in their current form. Would it surprise anyone if they came out and blew out the New York Islanders here, who have really been struggling as of late? They've lost 7 of 8. No. But a lot of these head-to-head matchups between these two teams over the years have been close. They've been one-goal games, back-to-back one-goal meetings this season, and 4 of the last 6 meetings have been one-goal games as well. I'm going to take a shot here with the New York Islanders plus the 1.5 in this one. Now we're going to the Bell Center, where the Montreal Canadiens take on the Philadelphia Flyers. And the Montreal Canadiens, a team that's been able to provide some value in spots, as a home dog. 22-12 on the puck line at home this season. 13-17-4 straight up. But the thing is that I don't know if I can take a shot on the plus 1.5 at minus 190 here. The Philadelphia Flyers, this is a Flyers team that's had some struggles as of late. They've lost 5 of their last 7 and 6 of their last 9. But they're also a team that's in the thick of the playoff hunt in the Eastern Conference. And Montreal, sure, they just beat Colorado and Seattle to close out their West Coast road trip. But this is a Montreal team that has had some issues at home this season. They're 13-17-4. Philadelphia's best work this season has been done on the road. And I just think that the Flyers are the only team with anything to play for here. The Canadiens, there's nothing here for me to really suggest that they'll try to play spoiler in this one. So, if anything, I'm going to go with the Flyers here on the money line at minus 156. Now we're going to the Canadian Tire Center, where the Ottawa Senators take on the Chicago Blackhawks. And, I get why the Senators are favored at home, because that's where they played their best hockey all year long. They actually have a winning record on the puck line at home as well this season. But I'm not backing the Ottawa Senators, who have played themselves out of a playoff spot a while ago and are pretty much, you can stick a fork in them almost. They're 15 points out of the final playoff spot with 10 games to go. Like I said, this Ottawa Senators team, like I said, even if they've won 3 straight, it's a little bit too little too late for the Senators at this point. Chicago, it almost feels like they've been playing better since they were officially eliminated from playoff contention. They have a winning record in their last 10 games. They've won back-to-back games. They just beat Calgary at home. And while, the Blackhawks haven't necessarily been playing their best opponents and getting wins over the best teams like San Jose, Anaheim, and Arizona, right now I'm almost willing to lump the Ottawa Senators into that group as well. Sure, like I said, you beat the Oilers at home and you beat the Sabres and Devils on the road, but head-to-head, it's been the Blackhawks have actually won 11 straight meetings between these two teams. And, those are going back to the meetings, the last couple of years where the Blackhawks have been a laughingstock of the NHL. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to take the Blackhawks here at plus 164. Now we're going to the PPG Paints Arena where the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. And Columbus Blue Jackets team has been one of the worst teams in the NHL all year long, especially on the road, where they are 10-19-7 this season. Have the Pittsburgh Penguins been one of the best teams to back as of late? No. They still have a 3-7 record in their last 10. But the thing for me with the Pittsburgh Penguins is that they're still technically, mathematically in the playoff picture. They're 9 points out of the final playoff spot with 10 games to go. They need a lot of help, but it's still, I wouldn't put it past a veteran Penguins team to maybe buckle up and maybe make things a little bit interesting down the stretch. And the fact of the matter is the Columbus Blue Jackets are eliminated. There's nothing that this team can do to get themselves into the playoffs. So I think they're just playing out the string at this point, and going to Pittsburgh is probably the worst thing for them. This Columbus team has lost 17 straight trips into Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh gets the job, and I think they win this one at home. I think they win this one convincingly and try to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Give me the Penguins on the puck line in this one. Now we're going to Scotiabank Arena where the Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Washington Capitals. And this is another interesting matchup because we just saw it not that long ago, and it was a 7-3 victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs over the Capitals in that game. It was a game that the Leafs just jumped on them from the word go, and that's the only thing separating Washington between their current record, winning 3 in a row and 6 of 7, between them and a 7-game win streak. So, I think Washington will want to come out for some revenge here, but, the reality is that the Caps have still found themselves in some high-scoring games as of late, and I think they could be in store for another one here. I think Toronto, we all know about the offensive upside that the Toronto Maple Leafs have, but Toronto's also been susceptible defensively in a couple spots as well. I mean, they just gave up 6 goals at home to the New Jersey Devils. They've been in a bunch of high-scoring games as of late. 6 of their last 7 games have seen at least 7 goals scored. So I'm going to go with the over here. I think I said we just saw 10 goals in the last matchup between these two teams. Not saying we see 10 again here, but I think we could see enough to get us up and over a total of 6.5. So give me the over here. Now we're going to the PNC Arena for this match between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Detroit Red Wings. And, I like the Detroit Red Wings. I like this team, but I just think that maybe they're running out of steam at the worst possible time this season. They've dropped back-to-back road games. They've actually lost 7 straight on the road, going back to the beginning of the month. And like I said, it's just hard to get behind them here, especially when you got the Carolina Hurricanes on the other side. Now, the Hurricanes did fall flat against the Pittsburgh Penguins in their last matchup, but I've said before, and I'll say it again, this Carolina Hurricanes team is one of the deepest goaltending rooms in the NHL. Frederik Andersen's been a stud since returning to the lineup. Peter Kochetkov is a nice number 2, and even when Antti Raanta comes back, he's a veteran presence as well. The Hurricanes could definitely use. The Hurricanes have only gotten better, and there's a reason this team is considered by many to be a front runner to win the Stanley Cup. I'm going to go with the Carolina Hurricanes in this one. I'm going to take them to win this one in regulation at -145. I'm also going to split that bet with the puck line here on the -1.5 puck line. Now we're going to the XL Energy Center for this matchup between the Minnesota Wild and the San Jose Sharks. And the Minnesota Wild, not a team I expected to lay this kind of a heavy price with, but it's one of those games where I think it's the Wild or nothing here. The Wild, they've dropped back-to-back games against the Blues and the Kings, but this Minnesota team's still 6-1-3 in their last 10 games, picking up points where they have to, and they're the only team fighting for anything of any consequence right now, as the Minnesota Wild are still 9 points out of a playoff spot with 10 games to go and a game in hand over the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Minnesota Wild are running out of time to be able to make up ground in the playoff hunt. And if you're the Minnesota Wild, you got to take advantage of spots like this where you're playing the worst team in the NHL. The San Jose Sharks have 40 points this season in 71 games. That is not where you'd want to be. They've been outscored by 133 goals this season. They've only had 158 overall this season. And especially in this current losing streak that the Sharks are on, they've lost 8 straight games. The bulk of those have come by 2 or more goals. I got to go with the Minnesota Wild on the puck line. This one maybe just use it as a parlay piece because you're still paying a fair bit of juice on the puck line here. Now we're going to the Enterprise Center where the St. Louis Blues take on the Calgary Flames, and another team trying to chase down Vegas in the Western Conference playoff picture are the St. Louis Blues. And the Blues are playing some of their best hockey of the season at the best possible time. They did just lose to Vegas 2-1 in overtime to give Vegas the extra point head-to-head, but for me, I think that just gives the Blues an added sense of urgency here. I think they show up. The Calgary Flames on the other side of that coin are falling apart. They're falling out of the race fast. They've lost 4 straight games, 7 of their last 9, and in all 7 of those losses, the Calgary Flames scored 2 goals or less. The St. Louis Blues, play their best hockey at home. They're 21-12-2, and right now with potentially Jacob Markstrom splitting time with Dustin Wolf, I got to give the St. Louis Blues the edge between the pipes as well, especially with Jordan Binnington able to take a game for the Blues on any given night. So I'm going to take the Blues at the reasonable price here at minus 137. Now we're going to the Canada Life Center where the Winnipeg Jets take on the Vegas Golden Knights. And a matchup that, I think many could consider to be a coin flip and potential playoff preview in the Western Conference. The Winnipeg Jets, I've said it before, continue to be one of the most consistent teams in the NHL pretty much over the course of the entire season. I mean, they're 23-9-3 at home, 21-13-3 on the road this season. But right now, the Winnipeg Jets have fallen on hard times. They've lost 4 straight. They've given up 3 or more goals in all 4 losses. And just having a hard time really keeping teams off of the scoreboard. Vegas Golden Knights, they just lost to Nashville on the road, but they got a point out of that game. It was a tough back-to-back for Vegas as well, but they managed to get some results out of it. And they've still won 6 of their last 9 games. They're picking up the pace when they need to at this point in the season. It just feels like the Winnipeg Jets are kind of backpedaling into the postseason. I think the Winnipeg Jets, are pretty much, I won't say they're pretty much in, but I think they're in a good spot here. The Vegas Golden Knights have a lot more to play for. They have teams breathing down their neck for that final wild card spot. And we're getting plus money with the defending Stanley Cup champions. I know we've only got 10 games to go this season, but that's still the way I'm looking at it. So give me the Vegas Golden Knights here at plus money in this one. Now we're going to the Ball Arena where the Colorado Avalanche host the New York Rangers in a potential Stanley Cup Finals preview. I won't lie to you, this is one that I think I had a couple bucks on for a Stanley Cup Final preview. And, the Colorado Avalanche, if you've watched the wraparound, you know my angle. I normally take this Avalanche team at home where they have been so good this season. They have an 80% win percentage at home at 28-7. But the New York Rangers have quietly been one of the better road teams in the NHL this season at 22-11-4. They were the first team in the NHL to clinch a playoff spot this season. And head-to-head between these two teams, there have been a lot of close games, including a 2-1 win for the Rangers at MSG back on February 5th. And right now the Rangers, they've won 8 of their last 10. The Avs just had their 9-game win streak snapped with a loss to the Montreal Canadiens. And while normally that may be a nice spot for them to bounce back here, it's tough when you're going up against one of the best teams in the NHL on the other side in the quick turnaround on the bounce back here. The New York Rangers have a team and a goaltending group that can easily take a game for this team on any given night, and I think the Rangers have some value here. So I'm going to take a shot here on the Rangers at plus 125. It's not often you're going to get the Rangers at this kind of price. I get why the Avs are favored at home at like around minus 150, and I get it's a decent price for them as well. But Rangers and plus money doesn't happen often. So give me the Rangers on the plus money price at plus 125. Now we're going to Rogers Place where the Edmonton Oilers take on the Los Angeles Kings. And I get why the Edmonton Oilers are favored at home, but another game where I think I have to take a shot on the road dog here. The Edmonton Oilers, they've kind of had some hiccups here and there. They've split their last 10 games. Coming off a 4-3 overtime win against Winnipeg on the road, and last time we saw them at home, they did beat up on Buffalo 8-3. But this is a Los Angeles Kings team that's hot right now. They've won 4 straight. They're trying to lock up one of the top spots in the Pacific Division, trying to avoid falling into the wild card round, and into the wild card spots. And we've known about the Kings. They played their best hockey on the road, 21-11-4 on the road this season. The Oilers 23-8-3 at home, really really solid. But again, I just think that this is where the value is. I think that the Kings hold some value in this spot. So give me the Los Angeles Kings here at plus 126. Now we're going to the Mullet Arena where the Arizona Coyotes take on the Nashville Predators. And, again, a game where I understand why the plus money could be tempting with the Coyotes as a home dog here. It's where they played their best hockey all season long. 19-17 at home compared to 11-20-5 on the road. But the thing is, the Nashville Predators are still white hot. I mean, they've won 6 straight. They're on an 18-game point streak. They're 22-10-3 on the road, 21-15-1 at home. So technically playing their better hockey away from Bridgestone Arena. And I think that this is just a spot where if it was another team, maybe, one of the elite teams in the NHL, like your Colorado Avalanche, granted the price wouldn't be where it is here, but if you had the Colorado Avalanche in front of the Preds or even the New York Rangers or another team like that, maybe you could make a case that that it's okay to go against the Predators here, but with the Coyotes on the other side, I'm not buying it. I'm going to take the Nashville Predators here. The Coyotes aren't going to be the team to step in front of this freight train. Now we're going to Climate Pledge Arena where the Seattle Kraken take on the Anaheim Ducks. And we just saw this matchup a few nights ago, and it was a 4-0 win for the Seattle Kraken on the 26th. And in that game, I believe I went with the under 5.5 in that one, and it came to fruition. And I'm going to go with the same angle here. I'm going to go with the under 5.5 in this game as well, mainly because I just think this is a game where I don't want to trust either side offensively in this game. I mean, the Seattle Kraken, sure, they scored 4 goals against the Ducks, but prior to that, they had scored 2 goals or less in 6 straight games and 1 goal in 5 of those 6 games. The Anaheim Ducks, they've struggled to break the 2-goal threshold in 9 of their last 10. So like I said, 2 teams are just struggling to score. Another 4-0 or a 4-1 game wouldn't surprise me here. I'm going to go with the under 5.5 between the Kraken and the Ducks. And our final game on Thursday's card takes us to Rogers Arena where the Vancouver Canucks take on the Dallas Stars. And a game I've gone back and forth on because these are 2 of the elite teams in the Western Conference, and I know I've said it a couple times already during this wraparound, but these are 2 teams that could definitely be meeting in the Western Conference Finals. They have almost identical records. The Stars 45, 19, and 9. The Canucks 45, 19, and 8. And the Vancouver Canucks have been rock solid at home, 24, 8, and 4 at home this season. But I think the line has shifted towards the Dallas Stars for a reason here. It started with the Vancouver Canucks as decent home favorites, but now it's starting to shift to where in some spots the Dallas Stars are the favorite on the road, because the Dallas Stars play their better hockey on the road as well. They're 23, 9, and 5 away from home. They've won 5 straight and 8 of 10. The Vancouver Canucks have still split their last 6 games, and I just can't get there with the Vancouver Canucks confidently with Casey DeSmith as the starter. I'd feel a lot better if it was Thatcher Demko, and the Dallas Stars are rolling. They're picking up steam at the right time, and they have their sights set on a Central Division title here. So give me the Dallas Stars at the coin flip price in this one to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, March 28th, 2024. If you like this content, again, make sure you smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell in the description of this video below to get notified when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. If you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. And make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good luck.